All right, welcome back to AI Verdict. Something big is happening right now. We're seeing this massive wave of releases from major Chinese labs, and they are absolutely shaking up the global leaderboards. It feels like we're seeing this fundamental shift away from, random, unpredictable AI and towards something way more powerful, structured, reliable tools.
So, what's on the docket today? Well, we've got a brand new agent that just shot to number 2 in the world by being hyper practical. We've got an AI video model that can finally tell a coherent story. And get this, an image model that actually listens to your most complex instructions. So, let's get right into the verdict.
So, first up, let's talk about agents. Now, in the industry, there's this ultimate stress test called TerminalBench 2.0, and it's designed to see if an AI can actually do stuff inside a computer, execute real tasks, not just talk a good game.
So, take a look at this leaderboard. For a while now, OpenAI has been king of the hill with its GPT 5.3 model, scoring a solid 77.3%. But then, bam, out of nowhere, this startup called Feeling AI drops CodeBrain 1. It hits 72.9% and snags the number 2 spot worldwide on its very first try. I mean, that puts it way ahead of heavy hitters like Anthropic's Claude at 65.4%. So what's their secret sauce? How did they pull this off? Well, this slide really breaks it down. On one side, you've got the typical approach from other models. When they hit a wall, they can get lost. They start guessing. They hallucinate. But CodeBrain 1? It's totally different. It's structured. It's hyper-practical. It uses these precise lookups and actually reads the official documentation to find real solutions. It's not guessing. It's verifying.
And this right here is its secret weapon, this super tight write, test, fix loop. It's so simple, but so smart. The AI writes code, the system runs it. And if it breaks, and this is the key part, it doesn't just panic and try again. No, it reads the error messages, it checks the documentation for that exact parameter that failed, and then it makes a targeted fix. It's this brilliant methodical process that makes it so darn reliable.
But wait, there's more. The advantages here are huge. For one, it's about 15% more token efficient. Now that basically just means it's cheaper to run, which is a massive deal at scale. It can also switch up its plan on the fly, kind of like a pro gamer adapting to a new situation. And to top it all off, it's paired with this system called Membrane, which acts as its long-term memory. This lets it remember what it's already done so it can tackle these really complex multi-step projects without losing its place.
This whole idea, moving away from random guessing and towards structured, intentional problem solving, it's the perfect way to jump into our next topic. We're talking about a massive turning point in AI video, where we're finally seeing the end of that random, chaotic mess.
Yeah, this quote it hits home, right? It perfectly captures that frustration every single person who's played with AI video has felt. You get this incredible, mind-blowing 2-second clip and then, poof, everything just falls apart. Characters morph into monsters, backgrounds melt, the whole scene just collapses into visual chaos. So, who's solving this? Well, the solution comes from ByteDance. Yep, the parent company of TikTok. Their new model, SeaDance 2.0, is a game changer because it acts less like a random image generator and more like a digital director. It actually understands cinematic language, pans, tilts, tracking shots, but most importantly, it maintains consistency. Your characters stay the same, your backgrounds stay stable, and that right there is what finally lets you tell a real story.
And here is the absolute kicker, the price. ByteDance is basically giving this away, offering access for as little as 1 RMB. So this isn't just some tech demo for researchers. No, this is a strategic move to completely flood the market, making powerful, structured video creation accessible to literally everyone. And they're doing it fast. And you can bet that this massive shift, this sudden accessibility and power, is about to cause some huge economic ripples, especially now that we're seeing new platforms pop up that offer real studio-like workflows instead of just a simple prompt box. A game industry founder, Feng Yi, he has a great name for this: content inflation. Think about it. When the cost of making a professional-looking video drops to basically just the price of electricity to run the computer, the amount of content out there is just going to explode. And the impact? It's going to be immediate, and it's going to be widespread. I mean, e-commerce, gaming, social media, they're all about to get hit by this tidal wave of AI-generated content. If you're in the traditional video production space, this is a massive, massive disruption. So that raises a really important question, right?
When everyone has access to the same amazing tools, what's your actual advantage? And the answer is coming into focus. It's intellectual property. It's owning something unique. We're already seeing this play out. There are public fights happening over creators using these tools to perfectly mimic the style of famous directors like Stephen Chow. In this new world, this sea of infinite content, owning a character, a style, a brand that people actually recognize, that becomes the ultimate currency.
And that actually brings us perfectly to our final theme for today, AI that isn't just creative, but is actually precise. This is another huge step away from that randomness we talked about and towards structured, reliable results that do exactly what you tell them to do.
Okay, so let's talk about Alibaba's Qwen Image 2.0, which has picked up this hilarious nickname online, the Chinese nano banana. And it's basically a direct counterattack on one of the biggest headaches in AI image generation. You know, where you write this super long, detailed prompt, and the model just decides to ignore half of it?
What makes this model so special is its incredible ability to just listen. It can follow instructions up to 1,000 tokens long. I mean, in one test, it successfully created a whole 5-panel comic based on the classic story Journey to the West, and it kept the characters perfectly consistent across totally different scenes. It can handle these really complex technical requests, and, this is a big one, it can accurately render complex Chinese text, which has been a major stumbling block for pretty much every other model out there. All right, now I've got a little challenge for you. Take a look at these two planes. Can you tell the difference? One's a Boeing 737, the other is a 717. It is incredibly difficult, even for an expert. This is a classic problem called fine-grained recognition, and it's a huge, huge challenge for most AI systems. So, a team at Peking University developed a model called FineR1 specifically to solve this. And honestly, this just brilliantly illustrates the big shift we're talking about today. Instead of just glancing at the whole picture and making a guess, FineR1 uses what's called structured visual reasoning. It's methodical. It analyzes the details one by one, lists the possibilities, compares them, and only then does it make a final decision. But here's the part that's just going to blow your mind. It's efficiency. FineR1 can actually outperform massive systems like Clip on these super specific datasets while needing only 4 training images for category. Let me say that again, just 4. That is an absolutely staggering level of learning efficiency. Okay, so we've looked at these breakthroughs in agents, in video, in image recognition. What's the final verdict? What's the big takeaway here? The big idea, the crucial point, is this. We are witnessing a fundamental shift away from random, unpredictable generation towards what you could call structured AI. These are not just cool toys anymore that spit out chaotic, interesting results. No, they are becoming reliable, intentional, and incredibly capable tools that follow your instructions with precision. And that leaves us with one final, pretty provocative question to chew on. When the cost of creating content drops to basically nothing, what is actually valuable? Thanks for watching AI Verdict.